are you guys doing this week? I have been looking forward to talking to you this week because we're going to be doing a little something different for our devotional this week. And oh, there it is. I found it. I couldn't find it. I have come up with a few questions I want to ask you. Now, these are something we call trivia questions, which basically just means that they are really fun questions, and I'm going to give you some options for your answer. So you don't have to come up with the answer all on your own, but I'm going to give you some options. And I want you to try to think if there is a theme to these questions. Is there something about these questions that are all kind of the same in every question? So we're going to do some trivia, and then we're going to talk about why we're doing some trivia when we're talking about Jesus. So I'm going to start off with a really easy question, okay? I think you're gonna get it, and I don't even think I would have to give you options to get this right, but I still will, just in case. So, the first question I have for you is, what gives birds the ability to fly? So if you see a flying bird in the sky, why can that bird fly? Why can that bird fly and we can't? Does that bird have something special about it? So your options are, its legs, its heart, its feathers, or its wings. Which one of those gives birds the ability to fly? Bet you got it. I bet I don't even have to wait that long. I bet you already know that wings are the reason that birds can fly. Because look, does Miss Taylor have wings? No. No, but she does have legs and she does have a heart. I don't have feathers, so that could have been a good guess. But I especially don't have wings, so. Okay, next question. How many known species are there of birds in the entire world? Now, species just means how many types. So how many different types of birds are there in the entire world? Your options are 10,000, 40,000, 20,000, or 5,000. So 10,000, 40,000, 20,000, or 5,000 types of birds. What do you think? I got this one wrong a few times when I was trying to guess it. That's actually 10,000. There's 10,000 different species of birds out there in the whole world right now. It's a lot. It's a lot, but I thought there were more. So I was really surprised. Okay, next question. What color are robin's eggs? So robin is a type of bird. What color are their eggs? What color are the eggs we eat? Typically white, sometimes brown, but that's not the question. What color are robin's eggs? And your options are white, pink, blue, or green. Now, when I asked Pastor Zach, our good friend Pastor Zach, this question, he said that's kind of a trick question because the color can kind of look like one color, can kind of look like another color, but technically robin's eggs are blue. They are a really pretty light blue. Oh, I wish I had my cup over here because I have a cup right now that I'm drinking coffee out of that is like the perfect robin's egg blue. Let me go get it real quick. Okay, I'm back. This is my robin's egg blue cup. Yeah, so that's what a robin's egg looks like. This is really, I mean, that's the perfect color. Yum, yum, yum. Okay, next question. Which bird can live the longest? This is called a lifespan. Which bird has the longest lifespan? How long can their life span? Your options are parrot, ostrich, swan, or cockatoo. Which of those birds has the longest lifespan? I think I also got this one wrong. I think I guessed every option until I got the right one. But the right one is parrot. Parrots have the longest lifespan out of those 4 birds. It's pretty cool, right? Pretty cool. So, next question. Which bird can fly backwards? Now, when I was reading that question, I was like, can any bird fly backwards? But when you hear the answer and you stop to think about it, it does make sense. So, your options are for which bird can fly backwards: flycatcher, a heron, a warbler, or a hummingbird. Which bird of those 4 can fly backwards? Well, the answer is actually hummingbird, and it makes sense. It makes sense when you think about it. I didn't understand at first, but when a hummingbird goes in to eat, and then it comes back out, and then it goes in to eat, and then it comes back out. It's flying backwards when it comes back out. So that makes total sense, right? It can fly backwards. So cool. So, next question. So our last question. How many types of penguins, which is a type of bird, live at the North Pole? How many types of penguins live at the North Pole? And your options are 3, 0, 2, or 1. I'll give you a second to think about that one because this one blew my mind. How many types of penguins live at the North Pole? It's actually 0. There's no penguins that live at the North Pole. I don't know why I thought there was. Maybe you thought there was, but it actually turns out that a lot of penguins like warmer weather. They either live in Antarctica or they like warmer weather. There's some penguins in Africa. I didn't know that. Isn't that cool? So, thank you for playing along with our special bird trivia today. So you might be thinking, okay, Miss Taylor, that was fun, but why are we talking about birds? You normally talk about Jesus. What do birds have to do with Jesus? Well, friends, this weekend in Riverbank Kids, we are going to learn that God cares about the birds. He really does. He cares about the birds. Have you ever stopped and thought about the fact that God knows how many birds are flying in the sky right now? Like, I'm here at the church and I can see out my window right here, and every now and then I'll see a bird fly past my window. God knows that bird just flew past my window. He knows how many birds are flying in the sky above the church right now. He knows how many birds are flying in the entire world right now. He cares about the birds. He cares about how many birds there are, how many different types of birds there are, how many penguins live at the North Pole, which we know is what? He cares about all those things, but guess what? He cares about you even more. He cares about you even more. And while he knows all the details of the birds, he knows how many feathers they have, what type of wings they have, how long they can live, he cares about your details even more. And so we're going to learn this weekend that God cares about the details. So when we say that God cares about our details, that means that God doesn't just care about the big things that are going on in our life, the big changes, the hard things, the scary things, the big monumental things we do. He cares about every little thing in between, and he cares about every little thing about us. You know, the Bible tells us that God knows how many hairs are on our head. Now, I want you to just try to stop for a second and guess or count how many hairs are on your head and see how long it takes you. It'd probably take you a really long time. And you know what? We're never going to get the right number because only God knows that. God knows how many hairs are on your head, how many hairs are on Miss Taylor's head. He cares about every little thing about our lives, every little thing we are, every little thing we do, every little worry we have. And you know, we're going to hear about a story in the Bible this weekend where Jesus comforted his disciples or his closest friends and followers when they were worried. They were being sent out to do ministry like Jesus did. That means to go tell people about Jesus and about God's great love for us. And they were kind of nervous about that. They had some worries. And so Jesus told them, guys, you don't have to worry because God cares about your details. He cares about the birds in the sky. If he cares about the birds in the sky, why wouldn't he care about you? You're so much more valuable. And you know what? That lesson that Jesus taught the disciples that day, that is true for you and I today. He cares about our details. Every little thing we go through, every little thing we feel, every little thing we are, every little fear we have, he cares about those things. There's nothing too small. And so you know what? It's really important for us to remember, especially when it comes to praying and to talking to God, is that there's nothing too small for us to bring to God and to talk to God about. And what I love so much about you, Riverbank friends, is that you know that and you believe that. And I hear that when we pray together. I hear that you're not ever afraid to bring a request to God because you know that God hears everything and he cares about every little detail of our lives and wants to work in them and through them. So friends, before we go and say goodbye until Sunday, I want to leave you with 2 questions for you to think about and for you to talk about this week with your mommies and your daddies and your brothers and sisters and grandmas and grandpas and whoever you see, because they're really important questions and I think they're going to make you think a lot. So the first question is, what are the little details in your life that you're really happy God cares about? What are those little things? Maybe it's a worry. Maybe it's something about you. Maybe it's something that you do. What are those little things that you're really happy God cares about? For me, I'm really happy that God cares if I'm happy. I'm really happy that He wants me to be happy. I'm also really happy that God cares about my pets. I love knowing that God cares about my dogs, just like He cares about the birds in the sky. I'm really happy that God cares about my health, that He wants me to feel good and be healthy and strong. I love that God cares about those details in my life. So what are those details in your life that you're happy God cares about? And the last question I want you to think about is something that we're going to talk a little bit more about this weekend. But do you care for others as much as God cares for you? Now, I know that it's impossible for us to care as much as God, but we are called to care about people and to care about their little details too. So I just want you to think about that. Do you care about your friends and your family as much as God cares about you? Who do you think you could care a little bit more for? And where do you think you're caring pretty good? Maybe there's somebody in your life you just really care about, and that is awesome, and we should celebrate that. But maybe there's somebody that, you could care a little bit more for them and their details. I know that's true for me, and I know it's probably true for you, and it's something we can all grow and improve in. So think about that this week. Well, friends, I really enjoyed spending time with you today. I loved doing our bird trivia together and talking about Jesus caring about our little details. What a comforting story. It makes me so happy to know that God cares about my details and that He cares about your details. It's a really cool thing when we stop and think about it. So next time you see a bird in the sky, today or tomorrow, think about that. Think about the fact that God knows that bird is there, and He knows that you're here, and He cares about you so much. I will see you this weekend. This weekend is going to be so exciting because it is Bring Your Parents to Church weekend here in Riverbank Kids, where your mommies and daddies and grandmas and grandpas get to be with you during Sunday school. I am looking forward to that, to seeing you guys stay together as a family, learn about God together, and meet some other parents and some other families. It's gonna be a really special day. Make sure you bring your moms and your dads with you, and we will see you on Sunday at 9:45 for Sunday school. Bye, friends.